Okay, hello my friends. If you watched the introduction video to our lessons this week, we are going to be talking about observing. And observing is when you look very carefully and you notice things that you might not have noticed before. However, one thing I have to tell you is I notice that my students are super good at observing. They know how to see stuff. So this shouldn't be a hard thing for you. So here we go. We are going to read a story. It's called Peekaboo. It's about a little baby that is very good at noticing stuff. And then I'm going to show you a picture and I'm going to ask you some questions about what you see. And then I'll tell you what your project is for this week. Okay, here we go. This is called Peekaboo by Janet and Alan Alberg. And it's another little miniature book. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, stands in his crib. What does he see? Peekaboo. He sees his father sleeping in the big brass bed, and his mother too, with a hairnet on her head. He sees the shadows moving. Oh, I'm gonna get me saw. On the bedroom wall, and the sun in the window, and his teddy and his ball. I wonder where his teddy and his ball are. Oh, I can't see them. I'm sure they're there somewhere in that picture. Oh, maybe his teddy and his ball. There they are. They're in his crib. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, sits in his high chair. What does he see? Now he's not in bed. He's in his high chair. Everyone say it. Peekaboo. He sees his mother pouring hot porridge in a bowl. A little focus here, okay. And his father in the doorway with a bucket full of coal. He sees his sister skipping in the yard outside, right there, and his grandma pegging washing on the clothesline to be dried. So all these clothes have been washed, and that grandma is putting them out to be dried in the sunshine on what's called a clothesline. We don't use those as much anymore, but that's what she did. A lot of things to notice in that picture. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, sits in his stroller. What does he see? Everyone, peekaboo. He sees a bonfire smoking, pigeons in the sky, his mother cleaning windows, a dog going by. Where's the dog? Oh, kind of right over there by the fence. He sees his sister searching for a jar or a tin to take up to the park and catch fishes in. So there's her sisters looking for something to put fish in. And there he was in his little, they call him pram, but it's really like a baby stroller. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, sits on the grass. What does he see? He sees his sisters fishing with a brown stocking net and dresses tucked in knickers and legs shiny wet. He sees the tassels blowing on his grandma's shawl and the fringe on the stroller and his teddy and his ball. There's the fringe on the grandma's shawl, it's blowing in the wind. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, sits on his sister's lap. What does he see? Peekaboo. He sees his grandma ironing, his father pouring tea, his other sister squabbling, that means arguing. She wants him on her knee. He sees his mother dozing in the easy chair and a dog in the doorway who shouldn't be there. Well, maybe that dog belongs to the neighbor. Maybe it doesn't belong to them. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, sits in his bathtub. What does he see? Peekaboo. He sees his father kneeling with his sleeves rolled up, and the flannel on the table, and the soap in a cup. He sees his nightie warming on the oven door. He sees his sisters in the clothes horse, puddles on the floor. Okay, now a clothes horse is a thing where they used to hang the wet washed clothes inside if it was too cold or if it was rainy outside, because they didn't have dryers like we do now. So a clothes horse was really a bunch of racks to hang up clothes on. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, on his way to bed. What does he see? It's the end of his day. Peekaboo. He sees the landing mirror with its rainbow rim and a mother with a baby just like him. He sees the bedroom door, the crib made ready, his father kissing him goodnight, his ball and his teddy. Look at that cute picture. That was a mirror that he was looking in. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, fast asleep and dreaming. What did he see? That's a little baby that was super busy, looking and looking and looking. Look at all the things that he noticed. A lot of things. Okay, now we're going to remember how this little baby noticed everything around him. And I'm going to show you a picture now. So I'm going to click off this. And let me pull up this picture. Okay, this is what we're going to be working on this week. Practicing looking, just like that little baby looked and noticed all sorts of things. But you notice I have a measuring stick on the ground in my yard. And actually, that measuring stick is called a yard because it's 3 feet long. 3 feet equals a yard. I have a yard in my yard on the ground. And I want us to notice everything we can find in nature that is by the 3-foot yardstick. So let's see. What do you notice? We can play a game. I spy. I spy with my little eye pink flowers. Can you find the pink flowers? Are they over here? Nope. Are they up in here? Nope. There they are, those little pink flowers. Perfect, Kate. I spy with my little eye yellow flowers. Yeah, kind of easy. Right there by the pink ones. Okay, this might be a little harder. I spy with my little eye a pine cone. Anybody can find a pine cone? And guess what? There's more than one. So one that you see might not be the one I see. Looking for a pine cone. Okay, I'm going to show you a few of them. Look right here. Is that the one you noticed? That's a pine cone. Over here, those are some pine cones that are kind of nestled into the grass. So we have yellow flower, pink flower, pine cones. I spy with my little eye green grass. Easy. Okay, now I spy with my little eye brown grass. Or dry grass. Maybe it's not brown, but kind of more like a tan color. So we have the dry grass all amongst the green grass. Okay, there's also pine needles. Look right up in here. Those long things, those are pine needles because there's a pine tree above this area. And then there, what else were we noticing? Oh, I spy with my little eye. Dry dead leaves right here, back in there, right there's a dead leaf. There is so much to notice on this. So this is what I want you to do. And there's a couple ways you can do it. You can get a piece of string that's kind of long, take it out to your yard and put it on the ground. And then I want you to notice everything that is by that string. Okay? Or you can take a yardstick out. If your parents have a yardstick you could borrow, or you could take a little ruler and just put it on the ground and see how many things in nature you can find that are by your measuring thing. Now, what you can do is you can draw a picture of all the things that you saw, or you can write down everything you saw, or you can count everything you saw. We're not going to create a piece of artwork as much as we are going to practice noticing and practice noticing details, because I have a really fun lesson for you next week, and you have to be able to notice stuff to be able to do the lesson that we're going to have for next week. Right? Okay, so that's your job. Take a yard out in your yard and notice all the nature around it. Or take a regular ruler or even a piece of string. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be exactly 3 feet. Okay? And then you can draw a picture of everything you saw, or you can just write a list with words of everything that you saw, or you can even take a picture like this and look at everything you saw and see if you can find everything you can see in that little space in your yard. Okay? All right. And we will be ready for our fun lesson next week.